Hey, flockers. We are live with Max. What about the back door? Robert? Bok, bok, bok. Bok, 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 bok. Happy Cluckatoo. Hi, Max. Hi, Max. Well, hello, flockers. We are feeling chatty. Hi, Max. Hi, Max. Slide in a little bit closer. How's that? Hi, Max. One happy cockatoo. Hello. Hello. Have you got any more box to give, Max? Hi, Max. Now that's one very happy cockatoo. Hello, Max. Oh, Tango made it. Tango, did your internet become internet? I know you're having some networking problems. Hi, ornithology dude. Marco, Tiffany, Connie, Linda, Greenbird, Einstein, Doris. Aaron's here. Marcia, Connie, go. Oh, my bird, I hope I haven't missed anyone. Hello, Max. Are you happy? Are you happy? I go down here. You just did a really, really big poop. I don't know, were you clucking because you thought you laid an egg? Oh, that was a big poop. Ugh. Ucky. Well, how are you today, Max? You sound awfully balky. Yeah, happy bird. Happy cockatoo. Yeah. Get some scritchies going. Oh, doesn't that feel good? Hear somebody laughing about bird breath in the background? Yeah, T-Cal. Well, for those of you who are in Canada, I want to wish you a happy Thanksgiving weekend. For those of you who are not, I'll just brag that we get Thanksgiving a little bit early. That right, Max? Ah. Does that feel good? Does that feel good? All those new feathers coming in. back in. Oh, yeah. I want to get that one. Thank you. Oh, there, I kept that one. Oh, so good. Oh, so good. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Does that feel good? Look at all those feathers. All those marvelous, marvelous. Ooh, I see one I want there. Feathers. Thank you. Now you're having a bad feather day. Oh, did I mess up your feathers? I messed up your feathers. Turn around, give it a big shake. Show every birdie how pretty you are. Oh, more scritchies. Oh, are you molting? Yeah, but you can't reach the top of your head by yourself. Let me help. Yeah, let me help. Now, we went on a really nice fall walk last weekend on Sunday. If we look at all the pretty leaves, Max is a little bit confused. All the trees had turned color and we're losing their leaves. Of course, he thinks they're kind of feathers and he's not too sure about this. Yeah, the trees are bald. Oh, I know. It is so tough to be a Moluccan. But yeah, so we had a good walk. Let's see what happened on the walk. Met lots and lots of friends and said bok bok, didn't we? Lots of pictures, lots of dancing, lots of fun. We had, oh yeah, that's right. You kept chewing at a nail and you eventually broke the nail off, and then you had a needle claw that you just kept trying to scratch me with, didn't you? Yeah, it's sort of time to clip a few nails, and I've just been going after them a little bit at a time. Got clippers here right now, and we just clip our own, but what we do is we just nibble away at them very, very gently so as not to go too far. And we just do a little nibble, sort of one little bit at a time. Every time they start to get a little bit too long. Not right, Max. Oh yeah, oh yeah. You know, and then that's fine. I might give that one a little bit of a file later on. See your others. Yeah, I'm gonna get some of the back ones. But Max isn't too bothered by it. He lets me just reach in, take a little nibble of a claw, and then he's happy. He's good. But normally he doesn't trim his own claws. But he had one that's been broken for a little while. It was sort of somewhat fractured. And he just decided on Sunday that he was going to chew it and take care of it. And I will tell you, it was sharp. Now, if you have birds, you know exactly what I'm talking about because you've been there and you've had it, haven't you? Oh, that nail too. Can I go up to this nail? Just a little nibble there. No, one, just a little one. Yeah, little nibble. Thank you. One's pretty. And get the other back ones too. And of course, he's got one toe here that he's never had a toenail on ever since I've met him. Not sure quite when that happened, if it happened when he was just a baby chick or what. But that's okay. He's never noticed he's missing it and he's quite happy. That right, Max? Yeah, you got a pedicure. He's also pretty good about letting me file them when I want to. So Max, are you hungry? Do you want some breakfast? You're standing in the Picardia spot. How about I go wash my hands and get you some breakfast? Would that be fun? Does anybody want breakfast? I think so. How about you talk to your friends while I'm getting you breakfast? Got lots of friends over there. like a piece? You know what that is? That's pumpkin. You want some pumpkin? Pumpkin. It is Thanksgiving. Fresh and cold out of the fridge. And that's a no. Let's see what else we got. Oh my word, look what I got. I got a piece of pumpkin. Are you gonna go for palm? Max knows when he's being tricked. He knows that there's something good. Did you smell the eggies? So Max, if we get eggies, how do you want them served? On a fork or in a cone? How do you want your eggies served today? Any votes from the peanut gallery? How should we serve eggies today? In a cone or on a fork? Tango wants a cone. Tiffany wants a cone. Are there any other votes for cone? Hi, Linus. Cone. Linda wants a cone. Tango wants 200 cones. Tango, I think you might be a little bit greedy there. We only have one cone, not 200 cones. Hey, Katie. Glad you're joining us. Tango wants to give you 200 cones, but I don't know if those are in the budget. Would you like a cone? Would you like one cone? Are you watching the eggies? Want one cone? One eager bird eating a cone today. Oh, that's nice, Tiffany. Tiffany says 201, so Tango can have one too. I'll be cooking for a while. Oh, is that good? Oh, I bet that's good. Not on the floor, buddy. You gotta eat politely. So I'm just going to scroll back and catch up on a few comments. Oh, Connie says Sue's not going to be joining us today. Well, Sue, when you catch up with us later, a hearty bok bok to you. I don't think we have Amanda here either. Who else are we missing today? We're missing our friend from New York. He's not here yet. Oh, Suzanne's here. Suzanne from Germany. Well, thank you for joining us. Always fun to see every birdie. Yeah, is that a good cone? Oh, so tasty. Yeah, TKL's having a good laugh in the background. Tango, is your internet still down? Are you joining us dial-up or on cell data? Oh my goodness. Uh-oh, it looks like you dropped your cone. Is that empty? Would you like me to fill it? Would you like some more eggie in a cone? Well, how about just a quick drink of water while you're waiting? Quick drink? No drinks, okay. You want some more eggies? Let's go get eggies. you. And the rest just sharing with the flock. Want another eggie? You gonna hold that politely? Okay. Chico's ready for service. Chico, did you hear about eggies for Beak Fest? Is that what you're looking for? Oh, Chico. You know what this eggie thing's all about. Yeah, no hesitation there with the rest of the flock. They definitely wanted eggies for Beak Fest. Oh my goodness, bird. Oh, you're still munching, huh? Put that down there. Still munching. Uh-oh. That done? Is that empty? Okay. Yeah, the cone's fun just because it's something to shred. Hello, C-Sharp. Linda says Smokey's joining us too. Hey, Max, would you like a sip? Some water now? No? Okay. You lick your beak. We'll get some water later. Yeah, Tango, it's kind of chilly here too. It might be hoodie season a little bit later on this afternoon if it warms up a bit. Alexa, current weather?
In Cranberry, it's 7 degrees Celsius with mostly cloudy skies. Today, you can expect clouds with a chance of showers, with a high of 51 degrees and a low of 2 degrees. Enjoy your weekend.
Okay, that's sounding not bad. 7 degrees right now, but it's cloudy. And the temperature when it's cloudy, it always feels a lot cooler. But it's supposed to get up to 15 degrees max. 15 degrees is hoodie weather for birdies. No water for Max. Yes, Einstein, Max is indeed a pampered parrot. That's right, Sue is moving today, isn't she? Yeah, moving's not a lot of fun, is it, Max? Do you remember when we moved? So what happened when we moved here, we did the grand cage juggle. Max had an extra large blue cage, and they hadn't been taken down for many, many years and had rusted together a little bit. So when I first moved, I ended up put Max into Tico's cage, Chico into Max's travel cage, basically going in order of the largest cages. And I mean, these are still pretty good sized cages. We also have the small travel cage that Chico uses. It's what TCal's in right now when he visits us. It's still a really generous size cage, just slightly smaller. But when I took a few days to take apart the old blue cage, and I took it apart, and I thought, oh, maybe I should get this powder coated, and I've got a little bit of cleaning to do and a little bit of rust sort of in some of the corners, and I just set it in the garage because I moved and the birds seemed happy. And then the birds actually decided they really liked their new cages. They were not upset about it, and they wanted to keep the cages. So wound up with a different cage arrangement than I had been planning on, but if the birds are happy, I'm happy. Yeah, well, Chico actually got a little bit annoyed with me this week about the pumpkin situation. I did stock up on pumpkin from the store. I did a Walmart run because they've got the best price on carving pumpkin, and I believe in buying many pumpkins at once. I think you saw the picture I posted a few weeks ago of a trunk full of pumpkins. Did I pick up 6 big carving pumpkins? I mean, we're talking over 100 pounds of pumpkin in my car. But that would be his 3rd pumpkin of the year. I brought it upstairs, started washing it, and noticed it had a soft spot on the top near the stem. So I sort of did a little bit of an explore, and I went, oh, Aki, that's got a rotten spot on it. No, Max, Chico, you're not getting any of this. So I took a look, cut, and this happened to be one of the larger pumpkins I had. So I cut around the rotten spot, really, really broad borders. Okay, that looks pretty good. Finished washing it, determined it's something that I would eat. The spot was somewhat limited. It probably had gotten bruised and, just did not do too well in transit. Tends to happen. So I cleaned it up and I turned it into essentially a big bowl and a number of slices of plum for the rest of the flock. Chico, Max and Tikal really enjoyed the sliced pumpkin. It was quite tasty. Obviously, Max is turning his beak up to it today, but earlier this week it was the best thing in the world. I got a cute video last night of gentle nibbles, didn't I, Max? Did you enjoy it? So Chico ended up getting a partially carved pumpkin in a big bowl. It looked like a big bowl, and he was not happy with me. Nobody touches Chico's pumpkin. Okay, he waited, gave up after giving me stink eye for about an hour when he realized no further plum was coming. He's pretty much destroyed that one. Today's its last day in the cage. He did peel most of the skin off. He's destroyed it pretty much, and it's about time to haul it out for the compost. Then he'll get another fresh pumpkin. We try to keep him in fresh pumpkins a couple of weeks during the month of October, and he really, really likes his fresh plum. The other thing that came out this week when I went shopping were cranberries. And Max just loves cranberries. Yeah. So would you like a cranberry, Max? Can I go get some from the fridge? You be good. I'm going to go get some cranberries. Enjoying that, Tino? Oh, my bird. Look what we have. We have cranberries. Like so. That's good. You're not supposed to drop it. Okay, and pop it there. And I'm going to wipe up poop number 2 of the day before you drop something in it. Thank you, Max. So they are in your food bowl here if you want one. Oh, there you go. Cranberries bounce. Hey, Midnight. Midnight Blue just joined us. So there you have it. Max is eating a cranberry after throwing all of the other cranberries on the floor. Like a real brat, some of them landed in his bowl. There we go. Here you go. So this is fairly typical of what a bird eats. Food flies everywhere. Seriously, Max? Seriously? So what you don't see in the background, cranberries are bouncing all over the floor right now. Max, you are a goose. You are such a goose. And what I'll do is I'll pick up the ones that are close to me because they are easy to pick up. I found a toy on the floor as well. Yeah, Max usually really likes cranberries, but sometimes when he's streaming, he just decides that he would rather show how he can redecorate and make a big mess. Oh, my bird. Yeah, we're missing Mookie today as well. Hi. Drinkies? No drinkies, okay. So, you still have at least one cranberry in your bowl. It hasn't bounced out yet. Now, Max does love to do that as well. When I put fresh food in his food bowl, he'll sort it out and say, green pellet, I don't want that green pellet. Orange pellet, I don't want that orange pellet. Seed, I don't want that seed. Oh, another orange pellet, a red pellet, a green pellet. And pellets are just flying and bouncing everywhere. And he goes, ooh, look, there's a green pellet. Where have you been all my life? And then he's really interested in that particular one. Yeah, Max can be a real goose when it comes to food. Oh, Doris, that's really good news to hear that Amanda's feeling a little bit better. Hey, Chris. We were wondering where you were. Glad that you're joining us. You missed Eggies in a Cone, very chatty, happy Max at the beginning of the stream, and Bouncing Cranberries. Hey, that's actually a great name for a band, the Bouncing Cranberries. What do you think, Max? Maybe they can open up for your rock music band, the Rock Lobsters. Hi. Oh, you're looking sort of nappish. Are you happy? I see you are a big bird. Such a big bird. Oh, Connie, he probably does, but eggs are one of those things it's okay for the birds to have in moderation. So our usual rule of thumb, most weeks there's one egg that's split between the entire flock, and that's it. Occasionally, if I have an egg midweek, I might give them a little sliver of egg, sort of a one bite brownie type of idea of an egg, just sort of enough for a quick nibble. But we try to have a fairly healthy diet. Max is great about trying new foods. Sometimes he tries to see how well they bounce or fly, like today with cranberries. But later on, he'll be eating them like he's never seen them before, and they're the best thing he's ever seen in his life. He can just be a bit of a goose. Now, part of it might be that I just pulled the cranberries out of the fridge and they may have been a little bit too cold, and that may be why he thought he'd toss them. But it also might be he just did not want them right now, and a little bit later on he'll go after them. Oh, thank you, Midnight Blue. Midnight Blue says, love, love, love Max and his styling hoodies. We got a number of new hoodies. 3 of them we've worn already. One of them, which is a bit of a Halloween spooktacular, we haven't worn yet. And we'll be pulling that one out closer to the 31st. Yeah, Max, you want to model your black skull hoodie? It's pretty spooky. You look in the mirror, you might get scared. I know, Max. But we got that one. Actually, I noticed that Avian Fashions this week has a sale on, and they're offering free shipping internationally and Canada until Sunday. So I've actually been looking at some of what they've got, some of their bandanas, some of their sweaters, and some of their other hoodies, and thinking, well, you know, if they're offering free shipping, that's a pretty good deal. But I think I want to wait for their Christmas designs and kind of hoping they'll have some free shipping closer into there. You know, because shipping into Canada from the States can really increase the price. And, you know, I don't mind paying full price for a hoodie, but when you add the shipping on top, it gets a little bit pricey. And we just did get a whole bunch of hoodies. So maybe we should wait and hold off, Max. What do you think? We should hold off? Maybe? Yeah? Maybe they'll have another sale next month. But if you are looking to get some hoodies for your bird or sweaters or what have you, you know, go check them out. They are, you know, we don't get anything for talking about them. We just happen to be super, super happy with the product. Fits Max well, looks really, really fashionable. So this is not sponsored in any way. I just talking about them a little bit because I like them as a company. And you'll find that I do talk about some of the companies that we deal with often that we like. For example, you know, obviously we've talked about Avian Fashions. We've talked about Parrot University with their aviator harnesses, just because I think that those are such a great design and they work so well for Max. We have talked about one of our local stores, and I can see their logo, and I'm totally blanking out on the name right now. But that's where we get all of our blocks and whatnot. That is really embarrassing when I forget the name, but hey, you know, there's a lot of great stores that we deal with on a regular basis, you know, and I do want to see some of them stay in business, so it can be a good thing to talk about them. What do you think, Max? Parrot Trends, that's the name of the group that we usually deal with. How come I couldn't think about that one for a minute, buddy? Huh? Am I getting old? I know. But yeah, that's where they're an online store. They're located just outside of Calgary. And we know the owner fairly well. And she's dropped things off here for us before. And usually she'll meet up in a centralized location so we can save on shipping, which is really, really great, especially when Max picks up a couple of boxes of blocks, because those are not cheap to ship. Yes, Miss Linus, we do get the blocks from Zoomax, but we order them in through Parrot Trends, and she pulls those in for us. She has stock for us. It's absolutely fantastic, and it's actually really, really good pricing, so I'm supporting local with those. Tango says that Tango open up veterinarian practice soon because him's got to practice some more. Tango, should we worry? What are you practicing? Are you, veterinarian school and comedy school? You'll graduate with high honors? Yes, that could be fun. You know, if you want to go to that kind of school, Tango, you will be helping out all sorts of animals. That right? Do you know how to take care of Karen? Oh, such a pretty preen. Are you preening Karen? Here's Karen. Hey, don't pull my fur. Be nice, Max. Bok, bok, bok. Does anybody hear T-Cal laughing in the background? Just a slow laugh? Don't bite my nose. Okay, Karen's going away. I'm sorry, Tango. I know how disappointed you are. I know Mookie would be disappointed too. But there's some really, really good news. Max has some other special friends. They want to come out and play, right? It is skinny time. Hey, be nice to Skinny. Are you giving Skinny beak to beak? Uh-oh. Well, how about Spooky? Spooky might want to come say hello too. Here's Spooky. So I don't know if you caught on the other social media, T-Cal had something to do with Skinny this week. T-Cal showed that he knows bird foo and vanquished Skinny. Now, Spooky's a bit harder to vanquish, isn't he? Uh-oh, what happened? What happened? Hey, not my eyes. Oh, you got him by the toe. Well, you know what happens, Max? When you pick on Skinny, Skinny's big brother gets a little bit concerned. And Skinny's not a big brother. What do you think of Skinny's big brother? There's Skinny's big brother. He's almost as big as you. you going for the eyes? Would it help if he looked at you? I think Max is happier picking on Skinny because he's a bit smaller. Here, you want creating? Okay. I think Skinny's mad at you now. You dropped him. Here, a drink of water. That's the drink of water we needed. That good? Yeah, after preening Karen and vanquishing Skinny and the Spook crew, you earned that water. That tastes good? Okay. Let's put the water down. Oh, another poopers. Another super pooper. Yeah, some days I'll clean up as Max poops. Other days I will wait until after the fact. Today apparently is going to be clean as we go. Yeah, Max, was that good? Oh, Lords. Yeah, we do have some fun videos planned for the month of Halloween. We always do. If you were around last year, you'll remember that we had a costume party with Max and friends, and we invited the entire flock, all of the burbs, to participate. We had some special friends as well. Tango, I recall you came to our virtual costume party. Yeah, but we're going to be doing that again. So start thinking about getting a short video of your bird in a Halloween costume or with a Halloween prompt. You know, it could be something as easy as a picture of your bird with Spooky. Oh, you definitely are going to best this one. Do you need a pedicure? He sure does need a pedicure. Would you like a block to chew on? You gonna chew on it or are you gonna drop it? You're supposed to chew on it. Well, that made a scary noise. French Paul, Skinny, Spooky, and friends come out every Halloween, so Max is used to them. Skinny's big brother is new this year. Yeah, if we're gonna throw blocks, we're not gonna play with blocks in here today. Yeah, Tango does like the Bee Gees. I think Karen does too, Tango. You and Karen should go to a concert together. Yes, that's right, Tango. You were a pirate. But I was talking about a virtual Halloween party, so start thinking about it. We'll be posting up about it soon, but we're very, very flexible. It can be a picture or video of your bird in a costume with a Halloween prop, with a Halloween background, whatever you think is appropriate for the season of Halloween. We've been known to help a few of our flockers with costumes in the past as well. And then, of course, we make some space for our special, special friends like Tango. Tango, you know, Max does understand how to talk like a doggo, so it's only appropriate that you participate too, right? Hey, Max, what you doing? Once more going? Oh, here we go. Uh-oh, it's between your toes. Thank you. I wanted that on the floor. You want Scritchies? What do you want? Oh, my bird, what do you want? No, we don't want to go for a fly. You want to play with Spooky? Okay. We can play here. There's no hesitation. You're gonna pull his head right off. Uh-oh. Oh no, not his tail, not his feet. He missed his feathers. Ooh, you vanquished him. What a bird. So what do you think, Max? Want some more water? We can get some more water. That good? So I'm noticing that Max is beginning to act a little bit bored. I'm just going to rotate him around a little bit here. And he's acting like he might want off of his perch. I'm trying to convince him to hang out with us for a little bit longer. Oops. Because I don't want to... Oh, you've got a feather that's hanging a little bit funny here, buddy. Kind of broken. Yeah, you break a feather. And we can snip that one off by himself. Yeah. Or I might just clip it for him. Yeah. Well, what he does is he likes to play at the back of his cage. He sticks his, seeing a hair here. Just not sure where it went. I don't want you to get tangled in it, buddy. But he'll stick his tail out from behind the cage and he'll play in the very corner of his cage, forgetting the fact he's got 4 feet of cage in front of him. And that's sometimes why he tatters his tail feathers a little bit. I got an idea, Max. Can you wait for me? Can I go get you a quickie shower? You want a quickie shower? You look so pretty. Okay. Is it Mr. time? Oh. How's that feel? Was that good? Was that a nice miss? Doing a little bit more? Yeah. Want more? Yeah, you're all wet. Yeah, Max certainly. Oh, I knew that was coming. Actually, I'm going to have to wash the walls. Thanks, Max. Chris is suggesting chocolate-covered sprouts for Halloween. Now, Max might actually like that, except he's not allowed to have chocolate. Do you think Chris could just give you some regular sprouts for Halloween? Would that be good? Chris, send the sprouts on over. Max is eager. Just remember, no chocolate for him. Yeah, T-Cal's in the background. Oh no, Chris. Chris is moving the neighborhood kids' scooters 10 meters and pranking them. So they're looking for their toys and suddenly they're gone. Miss Linus, no, Max does not have an elf on the shelf. Maybe Karen could dress up like an elf, Max. What do you think? Could Karen be like an elf? Tango, what do you think? Would that work? Yes. Oh, Tango says no. Hello, Anthony. Anthony asks, what fruit does Max like the most? That depends a little bit on his mood that day and that moment. One thing he usually likes are grapes and apples. That tends to be pretty regular for I'm going to like that. He does like cranberries, although today he thought that they would do a better job bouncing and becoming toys than being eaten. But what's going to happen, I'm going to pop a handful of cranberries inside of his cage and he's going to eat them and act like they're the best things ever. So I think that those are pretty much his favorites, but he'll eat any fruit that I have. With bananas, he's a little bit picky. The banana has to be served in the peel. So when I get a banana, I wash the peel well, and then I slice it. And I give him, he loves the ends, makes a nice cup that he can hold on to with his claws, keep his feet clean, and eat the banana inside. But he is kind of picky. He doesn't like it green. He doesn't like it with too much black spots. There's sort of that sweet spot where the banana hits for approximately 10.5 minutes in its lifespan. I know bananas are sort of like avocados like that. Not ripe enough, not ripe enough, not ripe enough, not ripe enough, too ripe. So Max kind of likes that spot halfway between not ripe enough and too ripe. And he is quite picky. He will eat them on the green side or on the overripe side, but he loves them when they just hit that perfect spot for him. And I have to admit, I'm not always great at figuring out where that spot is, but he does like those. He likes melon. Let's see, what else? What else do you like eating for fruit? Watermelon, that was really good this summer, wasn't it? Yeah, it was crunchy and tasty. Oh, oranges are great too. Yeah. Thing with citrus fruits, always in moderation. Too much citrus is not good for parrots, but you know, a slice or two of orange is going to be absolutely fine. Max really likes mandarin oranges. And there's a couple of different ways that can be served. What Max likes is when I slice the orange and I hand him peel an orange that becomes a foraging toy. But that's something we do with a lot of his foods. We try to turn them into foraging toys. So if there's a way that he can work to get the food rather than having the food handed to him on a silver platter, that's what we do. Yeah, so all sorts of tasty fruits, right, Max? Also like some vegetables. You wouldn't believe it today, but he was really enjoying some pumpkin yesterday. I did grab a short video of that last night. I didn't check how well it turned out, but he was being super, super dainty, and I might post that one up. I've got some video for some of his social media channels. If you are looking, Max is also on Facebeak, InstaFlock, and Twitter. Sometimes we get some different footage on those platforms. And then, of course, he's here, YouTube as well. I've been posting Monday to Friday regular videos. This is a long weekend, so I haven't decided yet if there's going to be a video on Monday or if we're going to declare it a holiday Monday for us. What do you think, Max? Is it a holiday Monday? But what we've been doing is we've been putting out videos Monday to Friday on a pretty consistent basis. And we've been experimenting a bit with some of the shorts. What we might do is we might be dropping down, we're thinking about it, dropping down to maybe doing 4 videos a week for the regular videos and then a short on a Friday or something. Just because Fridays we don't have quite as many visitors to the page and as many viewers. But you can always let us know what you're looking for. I know you want to see Max, you like to see the daily Max, and we've got a lot of videos out there. We've also got a lot that are throwbacks and a lot of fun. That's another thing I can do. If we do short on Fridays rather than the regular video, I could also pop up on the community page a throwback video of something that I remember that was a lot of fun and might be worth a rewatch or a new watch for people who haven't seen it. Because certainly a lot of our stuff can be watched over and over and over again, and it doesn't really get old. What do you think about that, Max? Is that fun? Yeah. We still have some footage from the park last weekend that we need to pull together into videos. We've got some fall walks, we've got some hoodie videos, we've got lots of fun stuff coming out. Oh, Chris. Max loves pasta, absolutely loves pasta. That's one of his favorites. And shrimp's really good too. No, I don't have any right now. I'm sorry, did I say the P word? Maybe we'll make you some later. We could make some rice instead. What do you want for breakfast? Well, you already had eggy. What else do you want? Well, yeah, I put the pumpkin in your cage. We can go eat it over there. I know, you haven't eaten in a whole 10 minutes, you might starve. There's also cranberries in your cage. And cranberries all over the floor. I need to clean those up before I step on them. Interesting fact for those of you who may not be aware, when throwing different foods on the floor have different reactions. Grapes tend to give a rather unpleasant squish. Cranberries, sometimes if you step on them wrong, it's like stepping on a hard marble. Max finds this very entertaining when I step on one and go flying. Oh, Katie's talking about walnuts. She says one walnut in the last nut mix she got for Sparky was so big, Sparky couldn't wrap his beak around the hull. Oh boy. Katie, the flock loves walnuts. Chico has gotten really good at cracking them for himself. Max is pretty good as well. But Max's beak is quite big and it expands quite nicely. My wrist fits in his beak quite comfortably. There's only one way I can know this. Yes, some scientific testing, but his beak will really expand. So, he can get himself around a pretty big walnut, and he does like them. Max is unusually big for Moluccan, and he does make the macaws look a little small, which is always weird. Because when I grew up, I always had this conception that macaws were this huge bird, and I'm used to Max. I mean, I've lived with Max for 17 years. He doesn't seem that big to me anymore, and I have this conception that macaws are a really big bird. So when I see a macaw, and I go, but you're smaller than Max. Max is very, very stocky in the body, and he's very long. He's very big, and he is unusually big for a Moluccan. But comparing him to some of the macaws I've seen locally, it's like, wow, I've got somebody who outsizes. Yeah, big mouth Max. I see Paul's asking about pasta. So French Paul, some of the foods like pasta or crackers or anything that's sort of wheat-based and processed foods are not the best for birds. I mean, you don't want to give them pasta as a regular diet. You wouldn't want to give them bread as a regular diet. You wouldn't want to give crackers as a regular diet. One thing I look at very carefully is I look at salt. Salt is not good for the birds. Here's a tip as well. It's not great for humans either. I've gotten so I cook anything the birds are going to eat without salt. So if I do rice, I'll cook it without salt, and then I might sprinkle a little bit of salt on the table if I want a little bit of flavor. But Max gets his without any salt. But the thing with pasta and anything like that, it's okay in moderation. Some people will say, oh my gosh, you've got to keep your bird completely on a formulated food diet. They need 7 ounces of pellets and 2 ounces of fruit and 3 ounces of vegetables, blended all together so the bird has to eat it all. No. Eating's an adventure. I mean, Max has his own ideas what he wants to eat, when he wants to eat them. Some days green pellets are his favorite. Other days they are a horrible, horrible thing that I'm trying to poison him with. And that's fine. I go for, my philosophy is food is meant to be enjoyed, and I go for the varied diet. If I'm eating something, the flock gets a little bit of it, as long as it's reasonably healthy for them. You know, I sort of look at it, I'm responsible for the parrot's health, absolutely. You know, I wouldn't, you know, when I feed myself, I'm responsible for my own health. You know, I try to eat reasonably healthy, but I'll sneak in the occasional chocolate bar. Chocolate. Yeah, Max, I know. Oh, foot time. Yeah, you can see the really short nail that he chewed up on the weekend. Yeah, I've still got to trim a couple of other nails a little bit more, Max. But yeah, so I look and, you know, a little bit of treat occasionally doesn't hurt. And the other benefit is I'm eating something the flock wants to join in. Eating's the flock activity. Sometimes I'll be eating something and I'll substitute something else for what the bird gets. Sometimes they clue in and get mad. But for example, if I'm eating potatoes, so I'll let them have some cooked potato. Potato is actually not bad for them. It's a reasonable vegetable, just has to be served cooked. Sweet potato is even better for them. They like it a lot more. But I'll cook some without, you know, basically plain for the flock, and I might have mine, you know, maybe I'm making some roasted potatoes that are sliced, drizzled with a little bit of olive oil, you know, with some spice, with some herbs and whatnot on there. That can be really, really tasty. I'm actually thinking about that tonight, but that's not going to be especially healthy for the flocks. So what I'll do is in a separate baking dish, I'll toss in just a couple of sliced potatoes. They're cooked plain without everything drizzled on them. And when I'm eating my potatoes, the flock gets plain potatoes. It's a reasonable compromise. Same with pasta. I might be eating my pasta with meat sauce that's full of onion and garlic and all sorts of good stuff. Onion and garlic are not good for the flock. I mean, you don't want to be serving them anything with onion and garlic in it. However, they'll get their pasta plain and they're quite happy with it plain. So in that case, you know, I just accommodated them. But they can eat the same thing I'm eating in a lot of cases, and they do enjoy that. If I'm eating something, say for lunch, that they can't have, I will usually find something in the fridge that they can have. Maybe it's a slice of pumpkin, some apple, maybe some bell pepper, some sweet baby peppers, you know, and I'll just hand it to them as a bit of a treat. And my approach for fruit and vegetables through the day is some people will do a bowl full of chop and give all of the vegetables and all of the fruit first thing in the morning. If I do that, Max is very picky. He'll pick up things, toss them until he finds the one piece he wants, and everything else sits and sort of rots. Whereas if I go, oh, you're going to get a piece of apple now, a little bit later, hey, we've got some corn. Hey, here's a carrot. Here's a slice of pepper. Especially since I work at home, it works. If I come downstairs, the birds get whatever the next item is for tasty treats, fruits and vegetables. So they get different tastes through the day. They get to forage a little bit. And it just becomes very, very regular that they regularly get treated. And they tend to eat a fair bit of the fruits and vegetables that way. So that's sort of my philosophy. You know, Tiffany, not all birds eat fruit and vegetables. Some of them can be very, very picky about what they eat, when they eat. And certainly when I met Max, he didn't really have a great conception of what a varied diet is. And my philosophy there is, number one, he watched Chico, and Chico would eat something so Max would copy him. But the other thing I would do is I would eat in front of the birds, and there's nothing more motivating than jealousy. You're eating a carrot? How come you get a carrot and I don't? I'll give them a piece of carrot. Oh, at least you shared. This is delicious. Whereas previously it was an orange monster that might eat them. So that tends to be one of my philosophies on how to get a bird to try something new. Let them see you eating it. Offer it in a variety of shapes and sizes. Maybe Max wants a carrot that's long and pointy. Maybe he wants a slice of a carrot. Maybe he wants a carrot that's just sort of been cut into halves, so it's got a round section and a flat section. Play around. You know, sometimes it is the presentation and a different size or shape will get them interested. With Max, a few years ago, I heard about pumpkins for parrots, and I thought, you know, that's a wonderful idea. Maybe Max would like a pumpkin. So I got him a pumpkin, I washed it, I had these great grandiose plans that he was going to carve a pumpkin for Halloween, and I slowly introduced it to him, let him see it for a bit, popped it into his cage, and he said, what the heck? And he went to the opposite side of the cage and ignored the pumpkin. Okay, after a few days of this, I cut Mr. Pumpkin some eyes and a beak, and I sort of stuck them in so he had them sort of sticking out, and Max looked and went, don't know what that is. I'm still going to ignore it. And Chico was looking kind of curious. So what happened is I grabbed Pum's beak and I asked Chico, would you like a beak? And he took that rectangular piece of pumpkin and he looked at it, flashed his eyes 3 times, looked at it from 7 angles and decided this is the best thing I've ever seen in my life. And he just destroyed it and looked at me, licked his claws and said, is there any more? And since Max was not at all interested in the pum, I tossed the triangle eyes into his food bowl to see if maybe he could be encouraged into it, maybe something smaller. And I popped the whole pum into Chico's cage. You know, that one had a few holes cut into it. Took a little bit of time for Chico to get into it, but that's the beginning of Chico, the Pumpkin King. He took one look at Pum and discovered that she was delicious. Max was a little bit confused why Chico was eating his girlfriend. Not right, Max. But, you know, it can take a bit of time and sometimes it can surprise you. You know, I would not have predicted that Chico would be the one going after an entire pumpkin and Max would be happy with a thinner slice that's foot held and would ignore a full pumpkin. But, you know, the birds are going to do what they're going to do. They're all unique. They're all interesting. And they all have their own ideas. So that one can definitely, you know, just be, you know, see what the bird wants and they'll probably tell you. Ooh, let's see. We've got some interesting comments in here. Yeah, and sometimes too, it's how the food is served, if it's cold versus if it's warm. Sometimes cooked so it's a little bit soft, maybe a little bit mashed, to remind them of mashed when they were babies. Always a good idea. And KT makes a good point. Garlic, onion, and other things in the Allium family are not safe for other parrots or dogs. So yeah, keep those away. Tango also comments about mushrooms. Yeah, mushrooms are also humans only, and that sounds like a delicious way to cook them, Tango. Yeah, mashed sweet potato, very, very tasty. French Paul asks, does the flock get meat, fish besides egg? What I do, French Paul, is sometimes they'll get a little bit of meat or fish. Max really likes shrimp, and I'm probably going to buy some more frozen shrimp, although this time I'm probably going to get them with shell off because I did not appreciate having to peel all of them when I cooked them for myself. Max loved removing the shell, but he'll just have to deal. But he really, really likes that. Chico is more into meat and chicken and fish. If I'm eating any of those, he would really, really like to have a piece and as large as possible. He definitely enjoys that. But I mean, in the wild, they would eat a variety of things. They would eat fruit, they'd eat vegetables, and although they wouldn't be hunting animals, they're opportunists. I mean, if they get an opportunity, they'll munch. Yeah, chicken legs are also fun. It gives them something to hold on to eat, and then the bone. When Chico was young, I was told about chicken bones for parrots, and it's like, okay, that made me a little bit nervous, and I found the tiniest chicken bone I could find, gave it to Chico. Chico sort of looked at it and I don't know what this is, and just tossed it down. Did that a few times. And one time we were having chicken, and I gave Chico the remains of chicken legs, so he could hold the leg and munch on a little bit of meat. So he looked at it, rotated it, flashed his eyes 3 times. You know, I swear I heard a little metallic voice say, processing, processing. And he just rotated it, looked at it. You could see he was accessing some instinctual memories somewhere. And all of a sudden he rotated it, pinpointed it so the marrow cap was right underneath his beak, removed the flesh from that, grabbed the marrow cap, snapped that off, and went straight for the bone marrow. He knew where the good stuff was, and he knew what to do with it. Absolutely surprised me. It was not what I was expecting. And the only way he knew what to do with that, he'd never seen one before in his life, it was pure instinct. So certainly he would love that if I gave him that more often. I'm more likely to buy, say, chicken breast and just give him a little tiny nibble of that. Just, you know, sort of 1 or 2 bites. Not a lot of it. Doesn't make a mean diet, but a little bit doesn't hurt. Anytime I get the birds vetted and get blood work done, I'm told, you know, they're in good shape. One thing always gets me is when the vet says Chico is a textbook African gray, which is highly unusual. They're never textbook on their blood. Whatever you're feeding him, whatever you're doing, don't change it. So he seems to be doing pretty good. Yeah, let's see. I'm just going to wrap up some comments here. You know, it's been a really good conversation, though, about diets. Hi, Gina. Absolutely. Some birds would enjoy vegetable soup or squash soup and whatnot. Biggest problem with some of the soups is when we cook them, we have a habit of adding things that are not good for birds. We'll add onion, we'll add garlic, or we'll add salt. Avoid. Those things are not good for the birds. But if you are willing to make a soup for the birds that does not have any added garlic, any added salt, any added onion, because those things are not good for the birds, then absolutely go for it. That can be good, that can be healthy. You know, the flock here has had the occasional nibble of super stew. Yeah, you know what it is. They know it's good. Oh, yeah. Oh, look at that. You just want a preening. Big and fluffy. Oh no, Chris says that his birds get all the protein they need from his fingers. Little psychos. Chris, watch those fingers, because certainly those beaks are nothing to play with. They're big, they're sharp, and they hurt. I can assure you of that from first-hand experience. Yeah, that's right, Connie. Connie, you know, it must be absolutely fascinating with Vasco. For those of you who are not aware, Vasco doesn't see properly. He's pretty much blind. I don't know if he's completely blind, Connie, or just mostly blind. But he does incredibly well, and Connie knows exactly what to do to support him. So that's absolutely fantastic. Max, would you like some crispy Chris fingers on the menu? Chris, he's thinking about it. Yeah, Gina, actually, when we're talking about spices, there's some spices and whatnot that are okay for birds and some that are not. Things like pepper, absolutely fine for birds. And here we're talking about cayenne pepper and red pepper and some of the hot peppers. Just be aware some of the pepper sauces have all sorts of ingredients you may not want to serve. Here, whole foods, where you're starting without everything processed, but you're starting with things whole, is a good idea. herbs from the garden, like things like oregano and rosemary and whatnot, that dill, that's not going to be a problem for the birds either. That's something green that is, it's like a vegetable, it's edible, it's just like a salad. So you can sort of use a little bit of judgment in that as well. So Connie says, with Vasco, the left eye is completely blind and the right eye only sees light and dark. Connie, how old is Vasco? For Tango, it's only raw chicken bones, no cooked bones. Tango, around here with the flock, we cook everything. If it needs to be cooked for a human, it gets cooked for the flock before they get it. It just seems to make sense to me. Now, I wouldn't eat a raw egg, so I would not serve it to the birds. Yeah, not good. Now, we were talking about processed foods a little bit earlier. If you are looking at processed foods, there's certain things you can look at. For example, if Max gets a cracker, he gets them occasionally. I have a box of crackers that are just for him. I found them in one of the sections of the grocery store. They're quite healthy. They are reduced sodium. And they got a little bit of salt in them, but very, very little. So it's much better for him than, say, a regular cracker. On a regular cracker or something, I would wash any surface salt off, but I can't remove any of the salt from inside the cracker. So buying them that are cooked with reduced sodium can be a great idea. But take a really close look at the ingredient list. And, as I said, raw food is always healthier than processed. But on the processed foods, be aware of things like artificial sweeteners. Tango will tell you artificial sweeteners are very dangerous for dogs. They can also be very, very bad for birds. But you want to avoid foods that have a lot of sugar in them as well. If the bird wants to eat some sugar, have an apple. There's some natural sugar in that, and that is fine. But the apple shouldn't be all that they eat either. French Paul says, so we're talking about Vasco, and Vasco's 42. So Vasco is definitely a lot older than Chico. Chico is 26. But I think you may remember from some of our past videos, one of Max's friends was Gonzo. Gonzo was a tiny, elderly, Timney African Grey. And Gonzo, when I met him, he was 60 years old, and when he passed on, he was 61. The Timneys are shorter lived than the Congo Greys. For a Timney, 40 years is considered to be a really, really old Timney. And you want another spray maybe? Spray? And Gonzo lived until the ripe age of 62. He did die of cancer of the preen gland, or at least he had cancer of the preen gland, and he'd gotten into some really, really rough shape. He had some sores that were just scabbing over. Our friend Lori was giving him a lot of medication, a lot of painkillers, and trying to make his last days the best possible. But he lived a really, really long and good life. So, they can be very, very long lived. So I think it's fabulous that Vasco is 41. Or 42, sorry. See. Yeah, Tango says, do not give me anything artificial. Only the real stuff for you, Tango. Oh boy. So for every birdie who's here, if you're from Canada, I'm wishing you a very wonderful Thanksgiving. May you have potatoes, corn, pumpkin pie, and everything tasty. Yeah? Oh, I bet you'd like that, wouldn't you, Max? Yeah. If I make a pumpkin pie, he'll have a little nibble. And mostly because he's going to insist on it. But hey, he does enjoy things. And for everybody else, I'm going to wish you a wonderful weekend. Stay safe, stay healthy, and enjoy the weather. We went a little bit over on today's live stream just because we got chatting a little bit about nutrition and whatnot, and Max decided that that was a good thing to talk about. But hey, that's okay. So I'm going to wish everybody a wonderful week. Reminder, we may not have a video on Monday. We might just do a short or something instead, just because it is a long weekend holiday here, right, Max? We might be out doing stuff. And have a wonderful, wonderful week. Here's a close-up of Max. Bye, Einstein. Tango, I'll definitely say hello to the rest of the flock. Bok, bok, everybody. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend.